Architecture is the art of designing and constructing buildings and other physical structures. Architecture is as old as human history because it is the basic need of a human being. Architecture symbolizes the history, culture, traditions, technology and climate of a nation. In primitive ages man was used to live in caves, but with the passage of time trends changed. As necessity is the mother of invention, human beings started to make houses made up of stones to protect themselves from extreme climatic conditions and also from wild animals. New innovations and new trends prevailed and human beings started to make houses with bricks made up of mud. Then they started baking these bricks to make them much stronger to protect themselves from other natural disasters. Till now, many of the artists and great philosophers have defined architecture, but it has no static definition. It is the art which is directly concerned with all human beings because a man, rather rich or poor, tall or short, or may live in any part of the world, has to face architecture in his lifetime. It can't be avoided, rather we like it or not. William Morris defined architecture as the molding and altering to the human needs of the very face of the earth itself. According to John Rustin, it is the art for all to learn because all are concerned with it. It is affected by climate, culture, technology and needs of the society. Architecture of a nation highly depicts the taste of its people. Architecture is also considered as frozen music. Sir Henry Watson says that architecture is commodity, firmness and delight. Greek architecture is considered as most primitive architecture and long-lasting too. In Greek architecture mostly Parthenon of Athens and temples are included. This is also considered as one of the wonders of the world. Greeks mostly used stone carvings, and the philosophy behind all their architecture is to make some place for worship. Ancient architecture mostly include stone carving, wood carving, and most of the construction work is done by human hand, which made it so unique. Most of the buildings are symmetrical, where repetition of design and patterns can be seen. Similarly, Roman, Gothic, Egyptian and Indian architecture is an elegant example of ancient architecture. It tells us all about the culture, climate and traditions of these civilizations. It seems that much hard work and struggle has been exerted to build these buildings. Material used in these buildings are mostly natural, like stone, marble, sand, wood, etc. Repetition of ideas and materials could be seen in ancient architecture because of the lack of technology. With the passage of time, new inventions in the field of technology, chemistry and many other scientific fields are done. Many of the new materials have been introduced by the architects and chemists, produced artificially at low cost. Today's architecture is the blend of structuralism, formalism, high technology, expressionism and neo-expressionism. Fast-growing industries and professionalism give birth to modern architecture, which is simple, less ornamental but maximum people-oriented. Modern architecture is rich in inspiration and abstract ideas behind it. With the increasing complexity in architecture, it is further divided into various branches. Environmental hazards are most hot issue today. That's why architects are trying to create designs which are environment-friendly. Many of the architects gave stress on green building sustainable designs, among them Sim van der Rijn 1960 and MC Harg 1970 UK, and Brenda and Robert Vale from UK and New Zealand are most famous. Architects are now designing buildings which are self-sufficient in all energy demands. Dynamic Towers is the famous modern building, which is a good example of sustainable architecture, which will be powered by water turbines and solar panels to fulfill its energy requirements. In short, architecture, whether good or bad, has great impact on our lives. It is the symbol of the strength and progress of a nation, but the architecture must be aesthetically pleasing and environment-friendly to save our planet Earth and to mold its face in a beautiful manner. Many trends have been passed away and many will come, but its only purpose is to provide shelter for human beings and to create the world where they can live with peace and tranquility. Architecture is the art of designing and constructing buildings and other physical structures. Architecture is as old as human history because it is the basic need of a human being. Architecture symbolizes the history, culture, traditions, technology and climate of a nation. In primitive ages man was used to live in caves, but with the passage of time trends changed. As necessity is the mother of invention, human beings started to make houses made up of stones to protect themselves from extreme climatic conditions and also from wild animals.